Have you ever noticed how some people always seem to be one step ahead of the world? Elon Musk is one of those figures. Loved by some, criticized by others, but above all, impossible to ignore. What sets him apart is not just his wealth or billion-dollar companies, but the way he thinks and acts. While most people take the safest path, Musk chooses unexplored trails, tackling challenges that many wouldn't even dare to consider. But here's a counterintuitive truth. Musk's most powerful lessons have nothing to do with money. They lie in how he solves problems, overcomes criticism, and turns the impossible into reality. And the best part? You don't have to be a genius or have billions in the bank to apply these lessons to your own life. Are you ready to discover how? How are you feeling today? Leave your response in the comments so we can chat. Think beyond wealth. There's something profoundly transformative about the way certain people approach life. While many chase money as an end in itself, there's a rare class of individuals who understand that money is just a tool. Imagine someone who, instead of asking, "How much can I earn?" asks, "What important problem can I solve?" It's this mindset that defines true impact. Material wealth is good, but serving a greater purpose is what truly leaves a mark on the world. When we look at successful ventures, it's easy to focus only on the numbers. Billions here, trillions there. But behind these numbers are solutions to real problems. Think of something as simple as the revolution in sustainable transportation. It's not just about selling cars. It's about reducing emissions, improving air quality, and ultimately protecting our future. This shift in perspective is something everyone can apply, whether creating a business or planning a career. The focus shouldn't be on winning, but on contributing. But it's not just for those who want to create global companies. This applies to everyday life. Want to see how it works? Instead of choosing a job for the salary, think about how you can help a cause or impact the lives of those around you. A teacher inspiring students, a doctor treating people with empathy, or even a barista brightening someone's day with a smile are all, in their own way, thinking beyond wealth. And of course, it's important to remember that solving significant problems requires courage. It's not easy to go against the grain. People may criticize, doubt, and even ridicule those who try something new or unconventional. But every breakthrough starts with someone daring to question the status quo. If you want to make a mark, you need to be willing to face these challenges and keep moving forward. A practical example: let's say you want to start a business. Before launching it, ask yourself, what problem does this solve? A solid idea is not just a good profit opportunity, but a chance to make a difference. Think of something like apps connecting isolated people or sustainable solutions for daily life. What would you do to help more people in the long run? Now, here's an important reflection. The impact you create doesn't have to be grandiose right away. It can start with small steps. Choosing projects aligned with your values, investing in causes you believe in, or even dedicating time to local initiatives is already thinking beyond material things. And when you focus on impact, financial rewards naturally follow. During today's video, in addition to the main topics, I'd like to share something that made a difference for me. Recently, I started using CineBoost, which has helped me improve focus, energy, and even reduce daily anxiety. If you want to know more, check out the pinned comment, and the best part is you only pay for shipping. Relentless optimization may sound intimidating, but in practice, it's an approach that transforms lives. The idea is simple: cut the excess, prioritize the essential, and focus on what really matters. It seems obvious, but how often do we find ourselves spending energy on things that don't add value? This philosophy, when applied, can be the difference between meaningful progress and stagnation. And make no mistake, optimization isn't about being cold, it's about being strategic. Let's imagine this. You have an endless to-do list, and by the end of the day, you feel like you haven't done anything that really mattered. Sound familiar? The solution lies in identifying what generates real results and eliminating the rest. A practical example. If your goal is to learn something new, instead of consuming superficial content all day, choose a quality course or book that truly adds value. That's optimization. Of course, being relentless in your decisions won't always be comfortable. Sometimes it means saying no to people or projects that, while seemingly interesting, distract you from your main goal. It's like pruning a plant. It hurts to cut some branches, but it's necessary for the tree to grow stronger. Think of it as an act of generosity towards your future. And efficiency isn't just for work. Look at your personal routine. How much time do you spend aimlessly browsing your phone or procrastinating tasks? Small adjustments can work wonders. Setting specific times for activities like checking emails or using social media is a great start. Try blocking a part of your day to fully dedicate yourself to your most important task. The result can be transformative. Practical examples are everywhere. Think of businesses that have thrived by focusing on the essentials. A restaurant that prioritizes food quality rather than offering countless dishes. A developer who creates a single perfect app instead of several mediocre ones. And what does this mean for you? That sharp focus always beats dispersion. But don't confuse this philosophy with perfectionism. Optimization is about doing your best with the resources you have, not waiting for everything to be ideal. It's that cliché, but true saying, done is better than perfect. If you wait for perfect conditions, you'll likely be waiting forever. Do what's possible today and adjust along the way. And since we're talking about focusing on the essentials, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to keep up with these reflections and practical strategies. That way, you won't miss a thing and can optimize your time by always learning more. Switching tasks constantly is one of the biggest enemies of productivity, yet few realize its real impact. Every time you switch between activities, your brain needs time to readjust, and this lost time adds up. It seems harmless, but by the end of the day, you feel like you've done a lot but accomplished little. The solution? Minimize switching and concentrate intensely on one thing at a time. Now, think about your routine. You start by answering emails, jump to a report, get interrupted by a call, and end up with several half-finished tasks. The result? The feeling of being busy but not productive. A practical way to change this is to set blocks of time dedicated to each activity. For an hour, for example, focus solely on answering emails or completing a specific task. When you're done, only then move on to the next one. Science is clear on this. Multitasking is a myth. Your brain doesn't work well with multiple things at once. It just switches quickly between them, which consumes energy and reduces the quality of your work. So if you have trouble concentrating, try methods like the Pomodoro technique, where you focus intensely for 25 minutes and take a 5-minute break. It seems simple, but works. Another powerful tip is organizing your days of the week by themes. Some call this time blocking. For example, if you're a business owner, you could dedicate Mondays to finances, Tuesdays to marketing, and so on. This avoids the mental confusion of jumping between different areas on the same day. It's like creating a routine for your brain, and it thanks you by staying more focused and efficient. Want a real example? Think of best-selling authors. Many of them dedicate a fixed period of the day exclusively to writing, without interruptions. They don't take calls, check social media, or answer emails while working on their craft. This absolute concentration allows ideas to flow and work to progress consistently. But reducing task switching isn't just about work. Imagine planning a day to relax, but between resting, you respond to messages, solve problems, and even try to get ahead on tasks. That's not real rest. It's masked exhaustion. Learn to separate moments for yourself and commit to respecting them. That's how you recharge energy to tackle what matters. And speaking of energy, have you noticed how continuous focus can be liberating? When you finish a task with dedication, you feel a lightness, as if you're more in control. And speaking of control, our next topic will show how dreaming big can bring even more focus to your goals. Dreaming big is an underrated skill. It's not just about wanting incredible things. It's about believing in the impossible, even when no one else does. But here's the harsh truth. The bigger your dream, the more criticism you'll face. People will say you're being unrealistic, that you're thinking too big. And you know what that means? You're on the right track. Great ideas almost always start as absurd. Looking at any significant advancement in history, it was ridiculed at first. People laughed at the idea of space travel, electric cars dominating the market, or even pocket-sized devices connecting the whole world. But the visionaries who led these projects didn't give up. They used criticism as fuel. And here's the secret. You can too. Of course, dreaming big isn't just about ambitious goals. It's about challenging your own limits. Imagine someone who wants to start a business. Instead of opening a local store, why not think of something that could impact global communities? Why not create solutions for problems that haven't even been solved yet? This kind of thinking moves the world forward. But let's be honest, dreaming big is uncomfortable. Criticism hurts, the fear of failure is real, and the chances of things going wrong seem greater than the chances of success. And here's the thing. Discomfort is part of growth. A practical example? Think of someone learning a new skill, like playing an instrument or speaking another language. At first, they make mistakes, get corrected, and even feel silly. But if they persist, the reward is immense. And about criticism, it can be constructive or destructive. Knowing how to filter it is crucial. If someone points out something that can be improved, thank them and use it to grow. But if someone criticizes just to discourage you, remember they're projecting their own limitations onto you. Dreaming big requires a kind of selective antenna to absorb what matters and ignore what doesn't. Another important thing, be clear about why you dream. When you know exactly why something is important, criticism loses its power. Think of parents working hard to provide better opportunities for their children. Their goal is so clear that no criticism can distract them. Discover what motivates you and use it as armor. And here's a challenge. What would your life look like if you had the courage to dream big and, more importantly, act? In the next video, we'll explore how to turn those dreams into concrete steps so you can begin treading the path of the impossible practically. Now that you've discovered these transformative lessons, it's time to act. Think about which of these ideas resonated with you most. Is it the need to think beyond money? Or perhaps the importance of optimizing your choices, staying focused, or dreaming bigger? Knowledge without action is like a parked car. It has the potential to go far, but only if you start it. So my challenge for you is, what's stopping you from putting all this into practice? Whether it's facing criticism, eliminating distractions, or defining a greater purpose, what will your first step be? Remember, what separates dreamers from achievers is the courage to start. And speaking of starting, how about subscribing to the channel and turning on notifications right now? That way, you won't miss any content like this and can keep learning how to transform your life. At the end of the screen, you'll see a recommended video. Click it to take the next step in your growth and evolution journey. See you there.